All right, with violence wreaking havoc across the United States in 2022, high-profile crime and murder mystery cases made headlines and took the world by storm. Dr. Michael Baden is a forensic pathologist and Fox News contributor and joins me to break down some of the most talked about cases. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's an unfortunate topic, but it's one that is on a lot of people's minds. And we want to start with the latest, the unsolved murder mystery of those four beautiful University of Idaho students. And we do have new body camera video from Moscow police, the police department there. It shows officers responding to a noise complaint, the house where the students were murdered, and spoke to victim Madison Mogan back in September. So take a listen to this.
All right, Madison, so here's the deal, okay? They've already said that no one here lives, none of the occupants that live at this address are here right now. We just received a notice complaint. We want that music turned down, and we don't want to come back again tonight.
Good. I'm just frustrated. I'm also so sorry once again.
Does that have anything possibly to do with the case whatsoever? And what are your top-line thoughts on this?
Well, I think it's now 6 weeks since the deaths occurred, and there's less and less information being given out by the police, and there's an issue raised in the social media that have been tracking the matter as to whether they're finding anything or they do have a lot of information that isn't being released. And I think there was an issue way back at the beginning that a neighbor heard a sound or a scream around the time of the murder. The murders occurred, but that's never been flushed out as whether or not it actually pertains to what happened about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning 6 weeks ago. I think the evidence thus far would indicate that whoever went into the residence and killed the 4 people, stabbed them with the same knife, knew the place, knew how to go up to the 3rd floor first. Apparently, it appears to be that one of the girls on the 3rd floor was a target and would have known the person. Then he went downstairs and had waken up the 2 people on the 2nd floor, stabbed them to death. The 2 people on the 1st floor, which is away from the other floors,
right,
were not touched and didn't hear anything. So right now, it's 4 unsolved murders 6 weeks later, and real fear.
It's a real mystery. And Dr. Baden, the families are understandably frustrated, and they want answers. Just quickly here, are you concerned that this could turn into a cold case?
More than 50% of murders now in the United States, we don't get this from the television shows, become cold cases,
right,
don't get solved. So that has to be kept in mind.
Unbelievable statistic
But there should be a lot of information available at the scene and a closed community. So it doesn't look like it'll become a cold case.
We also want to talk to you about Eliza Fletcher. She's 34 years old, a teacher in Tennessee. She was jogging, security camera footage caught her being kidnapped. She was later found dead. What do you know about this case, and do we know the motive behind her murder?
Well, what's interesting about the Fletcher death is that she's jogging, as she usually did. She's kidnapped, caught on a video, on a security video at the Tennessee University. And the next day, they find the perpetrator who's set for trial.
Right.
What happened, though, is another woman came forth and said about a year earlier, the same person had sexually assaulted her, raped her. She went right to the hospital. They got a rape kit. And if they had analyzed the rape kit at that time, they would have. They knew who it was. She knew who it was. They would be able to catch him, and he wouldn't have been out and would not have killed this woman.
Absolutely
so
tragic.
there's a lawsuit going on from that woman.
Yeah.
And stresses the backup in rape kits that are not analyzed.
There's also the Delphi murders. This is Abigail Williams and Liberty German, 13, 14 years old, beautiful little girls. They were found stabbed to death in 2017. And just a few months ago, a 50-year-old named Richard Allen was arrested for their murder. So this is a situation where it does show that sometimes it takes a long time for a break in the case.
Yeah, Richard Allen worked in a pharmacy right in the community in Delphi, Indiana, and it's not clear why it took them 5 years to arrest him, since there was a lot of evidence at the scene, including an iPhone video that
right.
one of the teenagers had taken.
And it said so there was a voice captured on it saying "down the hill." So
yes,
you had audio of him as well.
Audio and a grainy photograph, and took 5 years, and he's set for trial next month, I think.
Dr. Baden, it's a tough topic, but it is the reality of the world that we live in, and we thank you so much for joining us this morning.